And this emotional core therapy app is free, and it teaches you to use the first commandment. The first commandment says, um, love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul and all your mind. Most Christians want to do this and believe in this commandment. It's the most important commandment. And we put Jesus first in our life. Now we have an app that can help us with this, because stress gets us away from Jesus. When we learn to put Jesus first, we can then deal and process our situational stress in life, get back to a peaceful relationship with Jesus. So I'm going to teach you now how to put Jesus first in your life through our free app. This is scientifically proven to be the most effective spiritual approach available worldwide. If we go to this is the front page of the Emotional Core Therapy app. When I'm going to walk you through how the app works to put Jesus first in your life. Let's first go to the books section. Here's my Christian books, which gives 20 to 30 examples of cases, fictitious cases of how to put Jesus first. People do well with reading stories, so this book right here can teach you how to put Jesus first. Listen to some stories. I have a Catholic book out now too. So we go back. That's the one thing you could do is go to Amazon, read the book first, read if you want to. We also have my journal articles, and I have an article on spirituality, which talks about how spirituality can really help with getting in touch with your soul, how it's the power of prayer can help, etc. And that's really on my it's on here somewhere. We're looking for it right here. It's one of my journal articles, and we just have to look through it. Let's see. It's also on Google. I would look on Google first. Here it is right here. Journal of Current Medical Research featuring emotional core therapy on the topic of prayer, meditation, and mindfulness. So we can click on that if we want to. If we want to read more about it, we can even email this article to ourselves. That's kind of a nice feature of this whole app. You can just email this article, link it to yourself, which is fascinating, and learn about how to use the power of prayer and spirituality. They're very well researched, prayer and spirituality to help human beings. So this is one of my published journal articles right there. It's coming right up, and you can actually email this journal article yourself. I'm going to do that for myself if I want to right here. I can just, if I want to, I can just email it to myself, but I'm not going to right here. I'm going to go back to the app. Okay, the app has a 1-hour training video which teaches you how to release stress, whatever stress is coming your way. There's also an About Us section which describes what stress is, how to process it, how to use the app. Let's go back to the front page again to the app. So anytime we have stress, that's what gets us away from Jesus. The way to put Jesus first is to have a calming image of Jesus. And I'm going to show you how to do that through the app. But let's first take an example of you're feeling sad because you've lost your job, and you're stressed out for a couple weeks or a month. You're wondering where Jesus is in your life, but you want to put Jesus first. So what we do is we talk out our stress. Stress gets us away from Jesus, but we learn to put him first through all of our relationships. That's what we're trying to do here. Love God with all thy heart and soul and all thy mind. So let's go to start new ECT process, and we say, what is causing you stress today? I lost my job. I can talk it out or write it out. I lost my job, so I'm going to type it right here. The first section, what relationship are you entering and leaving? And I'm going to use the voice activation system here. I can do either. I lost my job. That's my stress. So I just typed that in right there, which I did on the voice activation system. It didn't come out as well as I'd like, but I can just type it out again and just basically use that system and say, what's going on with me today? Well, I lost my job. I've lost my job for the last couple weeks, and I feel stressed. I'm going to do it one more time right here. Lost job. So I just type it in. You can do either voice or typing, whatever you want. And you're talking like you're talking to Jesus. Pastor Deal says Jesus has been his friend his whole life. He's built great support for himself by having Jesus in his life. And that's what we're doing here first, putting Jesus above all relationships. So what is the predominant need of someone that's causing you stress? This is a key part of the approach, is to learn to use this second step. What is causing you stress today? So I lost my job. Is it emotional, financial, spiritual, physical? Well, let's say it's financial. You made $100,000 a year, and now you don't have the $100,000. So you write that down. I am stressed by finances. So we write that down, and it helps to slow things down and write it out or talk it out. I'm stressed by financial loss. We put that in here. Whatever stress is in your life, we can talk it out and get back to Jesus. That's what we're doing here. So we click on financial, go to here, and then our senses are being aroused. This is an automatic step. The ECT app is not as hard as you think to use. There's only 5 major steps, 5 or 6. But this step is automatic. What senses are being aroused? Well, I see it that I'm stressed out. I see it. Maybe I hear it. I know I'm losing money, so I'm stressed. The next step is what emotion is being aroused in the encounter. There's only 4 emotions. This is a key part of the app is to learn and embrace these 4 emotions. The emotions are a navigation tool in life. They're temporary, but we rather have joy and relief than grief and fear. But now we have a lot of grief because we have lost our job. So our grief, we rate it 1 to 10. This time it's an 8.5 out of 10. We're very stressed. So we have some bodily symptoms of depression right here, or grief, feelings of guilt, worthlessness, helplessness, hopelessness, whatever they are. We look at these symptoms. These symptoms are straight from the Diagnostic Criteria Manual for Stress Disorder Manual book. So it's right. We look at our symptoms, bodily symptoms. We have symptoms of grief. Our next step is, this is an automatic step for us. Stress goes through our body, through our muscles and tendons. We feel horrible. So now next step is, where do you feel this stress? Well, I feel this stress, maybe on my neck this time. It could feel anywhere, but you write it down wherever you're feeling. You talk it out or write it out. I feel stress in my neck. So I just typed it out right there. I feel stress in my neck, in my neck. So neck, I just typed it out right there, finish it up, and then it helps to verbalize this. So how can you release this stress? Well, I talk it out with the app. I'm talking to Jesus and praying, or talking to a girlfriend or boyfriend. I'm feeling stressed about losing money, so I write that down. I am stressed today regarding my relationship choice with work because I lost my job. And emotion I'm having, an authentic emotion I'm having is grief. I have a lot of grief or sadness. So once we do that, we get back to a peaceful state of being. This is the key step to having Jesus in your life. You can meditate and stay calm in prayer and put Jesus first. So by watching this video, we're going to do some deep breathing exercises, relax, and think of an image of Jesus that makes you happy. So let's do that for a couple seconds here. Let's just take some deep breaths and think of Jesus and breathe in and out and stay calm. Get back to ourselves and get hope with Jesus. So when I do that real quick, we'll watch this 10, 20, 30-second video here.
Let your mind relax and daydream. Whatever thoughts come and go in your mind, simply observe them as if from a distance. Notice your breathing. Breathe in through the nose for a count of 3 and out through a count of 6. Feel yourself slowly regaining yourself from the stress of the outside world. When you reach a calm state of being, click on the icon below to end the 8-step process.
Wonderful. Now, let's go back to a new relationship choice in our life. People make hundreds of relationship choices a day. So we just kind of keep on using the app for whatever stress we're doing. I just read recently that religious people live 4 years longer than non-religious people. And I think there's a good reason for that. The support systems of the churches, synagogues, mosques, etc., they're around good people that are kind, supportive, and the things they're using in the churches are helping them, whether it's groups, musicals, things like that. They're learning to be around a good support system of people. It's not a perfect institution, but it works overall, and that's why people live longer that are spiritual. And so what we're doing with this app, again, is putting Jesus first. Whatever stress is in your life, you can just talk it out or write it out through the app. That's what we're doing here. Let me go back to this here. So we'll go back to the home section here. You just have to learn to use the app over and over again. It takes 5, 10, 20 hours to use the app. The key of this process, again, is to go through the 8 steps. So besides this app here to use it, we also have our books we can use as teaching tools. We can read those. We have a book for teens and adults for Christian spirituality. I have a Catholic spirituality book on Amazon, a Christian one. I have one for teens on there too. And then we have journal articles too. So we can look at so many journal articles on happiness, depression. This app is the most effective model in the world for happiness. Who doesn't want that? Everybody wants peace and happiness. You can monitor what makes you happy. So that you can make a list of things that make you happy and write them out here too. But stress is temporary. Jesus comes first in our life, and that's the title of this YouTube video today, is that how do we put Jesus first? How do we honor the first commandment? Love thy Lord with your God with all your heart and your soul and your mind. Is to put him first over all your relationship choices. That's what we're doing here. And again, the last thing we do here, again, if you want to look at the settings section, the About Us section does have a good description of how to use the app. To learn to master the app, try to take some small situations in your life first that have caused you stress. Maybe you threw out your back a little bit, or you're angry at the postman for delivering your mail not on time, and then get used to do that first, so you get used to the functions of the app, which are the 8 steps. You have to get used to these 8 steps over and over again. This front part of my app does have links to my Amazon page, my ResearchGate, which has my 17 Purpose Journal articles, my blog, and also my website right here, emotionalcoretherapy.com, which tells about the ECT process. There you go, and put Jesus first in your life. It's a marvelous way to be. I think being a Christian, you learn to calm yourself down. I think there's positive aspects of this app too. If you think about the app, you know what it helps you do? It helps you love thy neighbor as thyself. Learn to make good choices and bring happiness in people's lives. Bring them joy and relief versus grief and fear. And be kind to people. That's what the app helps you to do too. So the first couple of commandments are really important. You can use the app to use that. Thanks so much. Bob Moylan.